Hey guys, welcome back. We've got a Model 10 here that we're doing a complete restoration on. This one is going to end up being a turquoise color called Arizona Turquoise, which is a really nice color. I mean, it was popular for a while. I was doing a lot of things in Arizona Turquoise, and this is the first one we've done in a while now, so it'll be nice to get back to something familiar. I haven't plugged this in or done anything with it yet, so I'm going to go ahead and plug it in right now, and we're going to see if this thing runs. Alright, after warming up, we got a little bit of difference in speed between 9 and 10. So it seems like a range in between 9 and 6 though, where there's no change in speed. So that probably needs a lot of cleanup, and you can hear it's a little bit rough. And they're at low speed. So that probably needs a lot of cleanup. But I mean, everything seems to spin alright. So this one will probably be a really good runner once we get her done. So let's go ahead and start by pulling out our brushes and see what they look like. Can't tell on that one because the brush stayed in. But this one's coming out and the brushes look brand new. So that's nice to see. Gotta get this cap off the back here. We're going to take our speed dial off. See what it looks like under here. And surprisingly, it's pretty spotless under here. I mean, I don't really see one speck of flour or dust in here at all. So that is rather unusual. Let's go ahead and get our capacitor out, which actually looks pretty good. I think it was replaced at some point. It says Sprague, manufactured for Whamco. Whamco, never heard of that. Alright, let's get to our resistor here. And right away I can see some fuzzy green corrosion on here. And that I think is just happens just from sitting. But the actual part that makes contact looks good, so let's go ahead and test this and see where we're at on here. Come on, really? You don't want to just stand up there for me? Alright, so I think you guys can see that. Make sure I can see it. And unfortunately, I don't seem to be getting any reading on it. So that's not good. I mean, the ends of this resistor, the very tips, don't have any corrosion on them, and that's what I'm hooking to. Make sure the wires are plugged in. Nope. Alright, so we got another issue here. So we've got something making contact with our tester. Alright. I try resetting it. Alright. There we go. For whatever reason it was hung up. Always good to check your equipment. Alright, but that hasn't helped any. Still have no reading on it. So it didn't really much matter. We still have no reading on the resistor, so we'll clean up the rest of the corrosion on there, and test it again. But the part where I was connecting to, you can see on the end here, doesn't have any corrosion on the tips here, and still got no reading, unfortunately. So this may be bad. But let's continue. We'll get to that later. Stop you guys from shaking there. We know it runs. It was running rough. Having a bad resistor with no reading would cause it to run rough, and you can hear the arcing in it. It's not supposed to arc like it's doing. That's all part of the capacitor and the resistor. That's their function in this, is to keep it from arcing excessively. And the resistor, I think, does a little bit more. Is a little bit more involved. It has something to do with I don't know. I'm not even going to say because I really don't know. But I think it's got a little bit more than just controlling the arcing. I think it's got another function as well. Alright, got our wires pulled off of here. Wiring looks decent. And we'll get our governor out. And you can see this is like the more simpler version of the governor. It don't have the the little metal fingers, which I believe are for cooling, to help it cool. I think it acts like a heat sink. Sorry guys, I'm trying to think of things as I'm saying them, and I'm having a hard time trying to think of the word I want to say right now. But anyways, I think they act like a heat sink. There's an old one here. I can show you the difference. You can see this is the one that came out of here, and then this is one that's got the fingers on it. Like I said, I think these act like a heat sink as the fan pulls air over it. I think this is just more surface area, for it to cool, to draw heat away. So they act like a heat sink, where this one you can see doesn't have it. Alright, let's spin it around to the front. Make sure you guys are in view here. And we're going to pop our cap off the front here now. And that came off pretty easy. Alright, I can see there's, can't get a grip on this, what the heck. You can see there's grease all over the tip of that. That's packed full of grease. So that makes me wonder, are we missing the little plastic tip that goes in there? Dang it. There's the spring from the end of this, and there should be a washer in here too that we gotta get out. Yep. Alright, let's go ahead and take our handle off of here. handle is in really good shape on this. I mean, overall, the mixer looks in really good shape aside from the finish. I mean, the finish got some blemishes on it, but even the speed dial was in like excellent shape on here. Man, I just cannot stop dropping these screws and stuff today. And it's not Monday, that was yesterday. Alright, so there's a part that can get cleaned up. Yeah, see, this looks a little dirty in here. It looks just like grease and oil. I don't really see any flour in this part either. Okay, take the spring out and get a rejector off. And there's some oil and grunge down inside of there, but still no flour. Weird. Alright, let's open up the gearbox here and see what it looks like inside, and also check and see if we have our little plastic tip. If that's in there, then I'm not sure how that spring and the end of that screw got covered in grease. And this isn't flour on here, this is just paint for, you know, when they painted it, it went through the fins. That's just some overspray. You see that a lot on these. Alright. Well, the little plastic tip is in there, so that's good. Didn't want to lose that. Get some here for greasy parts. This gasket is sure stuck on there pretty good. Alright, get the gasket off and push up. I think I'm going to just quit for today. I gotta pick up my screwdriver, get the little plastic tip out, set that down. Yeah, I have one of those days where everything just seems to not go very well, and you wonder, is it easier to just quit and go home? You know, I'm home, you know what I mean? Go find something else to do. But I gotta stick with it. You know, I got a lot of work I gotta get done. Customers are waiting for their machines, to get the machines back, so we're gonna stick with it and keep knocking them out. I do plan on taking a vacation probably about a year from now, next October. This thing's got a plan so far ahead, but I guess maybe certain things, you know, you can't just take spontaneous vacations. We used to take a lot of spontaneous vacations. We'd be bored on a weekend and be like, let's go here or go there. And just can't seem to do that anymore. So we plan them ahead, like a year ahead. See, I got company in here now. Dog just come in and decided to hang out with me. Alright, so we got a bunch of grease out of there. Let's take our little detent spring and pin out. The spring is really attached. Get the pin out. That was really in there too. Might be a touch of corrosion on it. Alright, so now we're going to spin her back around. We take our back plate off and then pull our armature out. Hopefully this one will just come right out. Yep, look at that. I probably could just pull it out with my fingers. Nice and easy. Alright, so we're going to end up taking this cap off here and lubing up the oil wick that's in there. Okay, let's get our armature out. Alright, armature looks really good. Dry, but good. This back here is, yeah, it's pretty dry too. And I really don't feel any wear on there. It just needs to be polished up. And that'll be as good as new. Alright, let's get our clips off the brush holders. Now, we're going to take this off the stand. I'm going to cut this cord off of here to make life a little easier. There we go. Get that cord out of the way. Get where you guys can see. And we can get our everything disconnected under here and pulled out. There we go. Ooh, some oil and goo on that. Alright, see if I can get you guys a better view in here. I don't know why this isolator here is so soaked in oil, but you can see the shine on there. It's all oily and greasy and gooey. And the cord on here didn't say Sunbeam on it, so I'm not sure if it was original or replaced at some point, but you can see how brittle the coating on it is there. I mean, it's just crumbling apart. So it's still an old cord, still needs to go. I'm going to cut these off. And I can tell that we're going to have to extend our fuel coil leads, which, you know, makes it easier, a lot easier on us when we go to put a new cord on. I don't have to fight with it nearly as much to get down in there and attach it. Alright, pull our old cord through. Get our separator out. So that came right out. Alright, so now we'll put it back on the stand and pull these gears out, and hopefully these gears and shafts will come right out and not put up too much of a fight. Let me see if I can get a little better angle for you guys. That might work. These are pretty freewheeling. I mean, they don't really feel, you know, I don't feel a whole lot of drag on them, so that's good. That means that these things will probably pull right out. Grease on here is like extra gooey. It's really like runny. This may have had you know, maintenance on the gearbox here at some point. The grease may have been changed because, like I said, it doesn't look like it was really used a whole lot. You know, there's not a lot of flour in here. Either it had been taken apart and all cleaned up, or it just wasn't used, but this grease was changed, because this grease should be you know, in really bad shape. There should be a lot of drag on these shafts just from not being run. You know, I mean, the brushes look good. There's no flour in here. The armature was still decent, so I don't think it has been run a lot. But for whatever reason, this grease isn't in too bad a shape. I mean, it is starting to get runny. But normally on these Model 10s with the original grease, the grease is just shot. Okay, at least these set screws came right loose. Didn't have to fight with these a whole lot. I hate fighting with these set screws. They can be a pain. Sometimes they just get really locked in there. Not so bad on these models here, but a lot of the older models, the Model 1, Model K, M4Js, they just end up extremely seized in there. See it occasionally with like your newer ones, but by newer I mean, you know, like ones from the 40s and 50s. Okay, surely we got these set screws loose enough. This one's about to fall out. And that one just did fall out. Let's pull it all the way out so we don't lose it in the degreaser. Alright, let's see if we can get our shafts to move. I thought these shafts were going to pop right out. But I can see this one's going. There we go. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of gunk on there that was holding it up, but it's right around the very top of the gear. You know, right in between the gear and where it goes up into the upper part. So it was probably just having a tough time pulling through the gear, through the hole in the gear. I think that's where it's sticking, right in here. Man, this one seems really stuck. I think it just moved a little bit. There we go. I think we're just really careful and persistent with it. There we go. Oh, it's still stuck. I got it further than I did before, but it's still stuck on there pretty good. Let's get these pieces of crap greasy, shall we? It's definitely not getting any easier to turn. But we are making some progress. Now it's getting easier. There we go. Alright. Yep, so you can see same thing on here, just a little bit more extreme. I actually feel it with my finger, the buildup on there. Alright, clean the goo off of these worthless pieces of crap. Shouldn't say that, they actually had a purpose here, but normally they're just crap. Alright, get our gears out. They gotta be degreased. Let's see if we can get some more grease out of here. Yeah, the grease is like hard and really gummy down, like all on the bottom around the edges. I mean, I can peel it out down here in chunks, so I'm not sure if it was changed and that's just like remnants of the old grease that was in here, or it's just, you know, just now started to really break down. It just hasn't gotten to the point where it's gotten extremely bad. But you see what it did on the shafts there. Imagine that up in between the shafts and here. You can see why, you know, why that's such bad news. So yeah, service and maintenance on these things is always a good idea. You don't want to wait until it doesn't want to turn, or you've got a, you know, buttload of drag on your motor, because at that point you're already doing damage to the motor, shortening its lifespan. And hopefully, you know, a lot of you guys are able to do this on your own too, after, you know, doing a little research, watching some of these videos. And I see it's not all that hard. That's garbage. Alright, I'm going to take this back off the stand, and I'm going to take out this field coil here. So I'm going to tuck my wire up and they're out of the way. And I think I'm going to do this down low, so I'll be right back as soon as I get this out. Alright, field coil's out. Actually came out really easily. Take a look at the wires on here. They seem nice and flexible. These right here are actually in good shape too, but we are going to cut them back and extend them just to make life easier when we hook our cord up. Alright, so inside here, I don't know if you can see little set screws right there. There's one on either side. We loosen those up and then take our brush holders out. These you only have to back it up a few turns, and hopefully these brush holders will come right out too. So far everything's been pretty easy on this one. Even though we did have to fight a little bit with the shafts, overall they were still fairly easy to get out. And brush holders don't seem to be that much of an exception either. Well, one of them stuck. But this one here seems to be popping right on out for us. So if we get one out, I know we can get the other one out. That just needs to be cleaned up, but it's out. Now we gotta work on the other one. Alright, sorry I forgot to turn the camera back on, but this one did not come out very cooperatively. It was really in there. So we got another one to replace it with here. Fortunately, I've got several of those on hand, and it's not that big of a deal to just replace it when it don't want to come out. Alright, so I got this pin I got to drive out here and see if I can guess the right direction. very good at that anymore, it seems. Let's see what we can do here. I know you guys probably don't have a great view. One practically fell out. And it was the right direction. Alright, pins out. And we just got a bushing we got to get out of here. And the reason I take these bushings out is this little tube right here goes down there when I sandblast it. I don't want, you know, stuff getting in there and gouging up the inside of that bushing, number one. And number two, I can clean this out really good after I'm done, this oil tube, so that there's nothing, no grit, nothing in there before I put the bushing back in, and that way it's pretty much grit free. So that's always a big help. The bushing really hasn't moved yet. Something slightly larger. There we go. Alright. There's our bushing. We just gotta clean it up. You can see it's got grease on it and everything, so we'll get that cleaned up and ready to go. Okay, this part is all stripped down. Ready to be thoroughly degreased and sandblasted. And then we can get her powder coated. And move some crap out of the way. Take our height adjuster out of here. This thing looks like it's cranked all the way down. Alright, now we can take our base apart. The turntable. Turntable looks decent. Looks like it's got a heavy layer of paint on it, so I don't know if it was repainted at one point. Looks like it got some bubbles and whatnot on it, so it may have been repainted at one point too. But either way, it's getting sandblasted and powder coated. And these come apart pretty simply. It's just basically a 7/16 nut that holds the neck onto the base, and once you take that off, you can take the neck right off. And this one, the cool one's with the metal base on it. Alright, take the nut and the washer off, and then you can pull your neck right off. Alright, now to get, the only thing I don't like about these is I can't take this off here. I mean, I can pull the knob part, the big light knob part off the back and clean up, but I have to tape this up here. These two will come out. The two catches will come off, but the actual arm itself won't, so that's got to get taped up before it gets powder coated. And that's the only drawback to these metal ones. Other than that, I do like the metal ones because you can powder coat them, make them look like new. And they're steel, so they're really easy to powder coat. Versus the you know, the aluminum and alloys are always much more of a pain. I mean, you got to outgas them, and even still, you know, sometimes you end up having to redo them because it's just always an issue. Powder coating anything other than steel sometimes. And surprisingly, these rubber feet feel nice and soft. I'm actually pretty impressed. These are never pliable like this. They're always brittle and come out in chunks, and these are just nice and soft. And these are are on these Model 10s with the metal base. There's teeth that are punched through these rings where these feet go, and as a matter of fact, you can see the marks where they dig in, and that's what holds these feet in. Just those teeth dig in. Alright. Oh, and this is the other thing, we gotta tape this up too, because we can't drive that out on these steel ones either. I've never been able to get one out. So, a couple things to tape up. Other than that, this one's ready to go. Oh, no it's not. We gotta take our little Bakelite piece off here, which is basically just the plastic is kind of, there's tabs that go through the back here. I'm not sure if you can see. There's tabs that push through the back here, and then it just melted over, and that's what holds that on. So basically we just got to take those the melted over part off, and this will pop right out, but we're going to get to that a little bit later. Now I want to finish taking this apart. And then we'll have a pile of parts to degrease and clean and polish, and another pile of parts to well, degrease as well, and then get them all sandblasted. And I think we're going to get a few of the ones that we've got remaining here to powder coat. We're going to get them all prepped and sandblasted, and then we'll just spend a day getting them all powder coated. Alright, now we just got to take our lever assembly off here. Yeah, and we got that one right the first time too. So today may be turning around. Okay, get the pin out. Okay, so this right here, this part is ready to go. Get cleaned up and sandblasted and all that. We just gotta take the sleeve out of here and the spring, and that came out the right side as well, so doing pretty good right now. Seems to be on a roll. Alright, there's a spring, and this is getting sandblasted and powder coated. Alright, so as soon as we get all these parts cleaned up, polished up, get all this powder coated, we'll come back and you can see the pile of parts here we have to powder coat. As soon as we get these all done, we will come back and put it all back together and show you guys what it's like. Guys, welcome back. We got the Model 10 finished up here, and you know, we'll get ready to get the video edited for this and get this on its way back to the owner. Yeah, this is done in the Arizona Turquoise, which was a pretty popular color for a while. We were doing a lot of things in Arizona Turquoise. But you know, here you see it, you know, Arizona Turquoise with the satin black, and it's a really good look. I mean, it looks great with the handle and the speed control. This is that one I had looked barely used at all. You know, it cleaned up really nice. All the parts polished up good. We did have an issue with the speed control. We couldn't get much range out of it, so we went through and we replaced the governor in there. You know, that way we had no difference in speed no matter where we set it from like 6 to 10. It wouldn't change at all. So, but let's go ahead, let's fire this thing up and see what it sounds like now. Let it ramp up for a bit. And there we are on low. That's the lowest that we come. I could turn it down a little bit lower, but I think it would just be too low and cause way too much heat on the resistor in here. So right now our speed control, we can go up to we go from like 8 to 9 There's a last increase in speed, and from 9 to 10 is really not much noticeable. But like I said, we can't really turn it down much lower because at low speed we don't want to cook this resistor that's in here. I mean, it's still a nice low speed for stirring and all that, you know, for your dry ingredients and everything. But anyways, this one is all ready to go. We're going to give it one final wipe down and get it packed up and on its way back to its owner. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Let us know that you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you'll be notified when we post up some new videos. As always, guys, appreciate you watching, appreciate the views, the comments, and all that. And we will see you on the next one.